Page 25. Chapter 4. Young, Skinny, Wiry Fellows. The riders of the Pony Express had to have special qualities. The advertisement in the San Francisco newspapers in March 1860 spelled it out this way. Young, skinny, wiry fellows, not over 18, must be expert riders willing to risk death daily. Orphans preferred. Wages $25 per week. Apply, Central Overland Express, Alta Building, Montgomery Street. Hundreds of young men across the country applied. 80 were carefully chosen. The Pony Express would employ only the best riders in the West to deliver the mail. The job of each rider. The riders were posted at stations along a route that stretched across the West, from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California. Page 26. It was each rider's job to travel at breakneck speed from one station to the next, about 75 miles, where he would pass the mochila to the next rider. The route traversed rugged mountains and crossed blistering deserts. The riders had to fight through paralyzing heat, rainstorms, blizzards, outlaw attacks, and of course, the hostile American Indians whose homes were being invaded. They risked life and limb to uphold the code of the Pony Express. The U.S. mail must and will go through. Despite the success of the first rides and all the fuss that was made over them, many people still doubted the reliability of the Pony Express. One newspaper even claimed that the operation was simply inviting slaughter upon all the foolhardy young men who had engaged as riders. William F. Cody. But the Pony Express riders were brave, smart, and resourceful. They generally were teenagers, weighed no more than 150 pounds, and had several years of experience in riding. Well, most of them anyway. One boy walked into Horseshoe Station in Nebraska Territory one day, wearing a dirty shirt and jeans, worn-out boots, and a shabby cowboy hat. "I want a job riding mail," he announced. Page 27. Joe Slade, the rugged station agent behind the desk, laughed and said, "Come back, say in 5 years." "I want that job now," the boy demanded. "Shucks, you ain't a day over 14, Joe said. "You're a liar," the boy snapped, and he whipped out his revolver. "You take that back." The man paused a moment to look the boy over. He liked what he saw. "You ride?" the man asked. "Anything you can cinch a saddle on." "You're hired." With that, William F. Buffalo Bill Cody became one of the youngest riders in the Pony Express. He was just 14. Age didn't matter, though, as Buffalo Bill proved to be a great rider. Riding into the Three Crossings station one day after a run of some 116 miles from Red Butte, Buffalo Bill found that his relief rider had been killed in a barroom brawl. Bill pleaded to take the precious mochila 76 miles west to the next home station, Rocky Ridge. "It was a very bad and dangerous country, but the emergency was so great," Bill later said. Going to page 27. He arrived at Rocky Ridge just as the eastbound mochila was brought in. Exhausted but eager to prove his value, Bill saddled a fresh horse and sped off eastward. He retraced his steps clear back to Red Butte. He covered a distance of 384 miles, a Pony Express record. The riders. Riders came from all walks of life. Alexander Topance came to the United States with his parents from France when he was 7. He worked as a freight and stagecoach driver in Missouri before joining the Pony Express at 21. It's page 29. Elijah Nichols Wilson lived among the Shoshone for 2 years before becoming a Pony Express rider. Elijah H. Maxfield was a lumberjack who cut and hauled timber in the Utah Territory. William Page traveled from England with his parents to the Utah Territory, where he repaired guns for Brigham Young. There was no official outfit for riders. A rider often wore a buckskin shirt, ordinary pants tucked into high boots, and a slouch hat or cap. The mail bags were light leather pouches that were usually kept locked. The station house. Riders were required to stay within 100 yards of the station house at all times. One rider said, "We had to be ready to start back at a half-minute's notice. Let it be day or night, rain or shine." It was the station keeper's duty to have a horse saddled and ready to go half an hour before a rider's expected arrival. Riders spent most of their time between runs sleeping. Each station had a bed reserved especially for them. Sometimes they could sleep just a few hours before they had to ride again. When there was a delay of a day or more between runs, riders would help the station keeper tend the horses or just relax by playing cards or reading. Page 30. Animal cruelty. The rider's first priority was to get the mail through on time. Sometimes this led to cruel treatment of the horses. To encourage riders to make a good time, a Pony Express agent once told them, "Boys, if you kill a horse by riding fast, we will buy a better one." Richard Egan was speeding along one day on a beautiful horse when the animal missed its footing and fell, breaking its neck. Near snap. Richard ripped the mochila from his saddle and ran the last 5 miles of his route. He received a hero's welcome when he finally reached his destination. Record time. The best record made by the Pony Express was when a telegram containing President Abraham Lincoln's inaugural speech was delivered in March of 1861. The nation was on the verge of civil war, and citizens across the West were eager for inspiring words from the great president. Express riders sensed the urgency and pushed their horses on faster than ever before. The telegram was carried from St. Joseph to Sacramento in just 7 days and 17 hours. It was another heroic accomplishment by the riders of the Pony Express.